then once the show had been shot, obviously then they did some special effects as post effects based on the special effects on our side, but it also kind of flipped at that point, that if there was, you know, discontinuity in certain locations that were overlapping locations, we were then looking at the show and tweaking things, which we obviously can't do on the game side, to make sure that we are bringing them as close together as possible. It was a complicated process, and it would have been much easier, once again, if we would have just, you know, settled for the thing that, well, these are kind of two separate things. But I felt that it's the right kind of ambition to just keep pushing them closer and closer together, because that way we have now arrived into the point where this is something that no one has ever done before. This is something new, and with that I feel that we have succeeded.
A priori, il y a une anecdote intéressante pour voir la collaboration jusqu'au boutiste que vous aviez avec Liveboat, la société de production basée à Los Angeles qui s'occupait de toutes les vidéos pour le show télé. C'est a priori, ils reproduisaient tellement bien certains décors qu'il s'est passé quelque chose. C'est-à-dire qu'ils ont voulu leur donner tellement d'éléments qu'ils intégraient même certains trucs qui n'étaient pas censés intégrer dans les décors de jeu. Tu vois ce que je veux te dire?
Yeah, yeah. You know, there is a funny story. And it's, you know, when they went into building the sets, not everything was finished on the game side. How you build environments in games is that you just first draft them out in what's called white boxing. You know, very simple environments with no textures really, and this is an iterative process. You keep filling the gaps and adding detail along the way, and certain elements remain as white box for quite a long time. So some of the environments that the show people were looking to recreate were actually in white box state. And one funny example is one particular lamp, you know, that was just a white boxed lamp. Very simple kind of crude geometry, this, you know, white leg and lamp on top of it. You know, afterwards looking at it, you can kind of imagine that, well, somebody looks at it and says that, well, it's kind of a design lamp because it's stylized. They actually rebuilt that, you know, 1-to-1 for real, and you know, it can be seen in a couple of scenes in the show in the background. Yeah, it wasn't